Imagine walking into a meeting with the biggest video rental company in the world and offering them the future of entertainment for pocket change. In the year 2000, Netflix did exactly that. They offered to sell their entire company to Blockbuster for just $50 million. The CEO of Blockbuster laughed. That laugh, that single moment of arrogance, would become one of the most expensive laughs in business history. Today, Netflix is worth over $200 billion. Blockbuster is a memory. This is the story of how ego, timing, and one bad decision destroyed an empire. Welcome to Missed Billions Explained, where we break down the biggest business failures, billion-dollar mistakes, and missed opportunities in history. If you love stories about how fortune favors the bold and punishes the blind, hit subscribe, because today's story might be the greatest corporate fail of them all. The 1990s belonged to Blockbuster. With more than 9,000 stores across the world, Blockbuster wasn't just a company, it was a cultural event. Friday nights smelled like popcorn and VHS tapes. Families piled into minivans, grabbed candy at the counter, and spent 20 minutes arguing about which movie to rent. It wasn't just business, it was ritual. One customer later said, "Going to Blockbuster felt like the start of the weekend. I'd run down the aisles hoping the movie I wanted wasn't already gone." Another remembered, picking a film wasn't about convenience, it was about discovery. At its height, Blockbuster made billions every year, including nearly $800 million from late fees alone. They were untouchable, confident, and absolutely certain the future looked just like the present. But while they were stacking VHS tapes and counting late fees, a small startup in California was quietly building something that would make all of it obsolete. Netflix began in 1997, founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Their idea sounded ridiculous at the time. Rent DVDs by mail. No stores, no late fees, no drama. You'd pick a movie online, get it in your mailbox, watch it, then send it back. Simple, elegant, ahead of its time. But early on, it barely worked. Internet adoption was slow, and DVD players were still expensive. Netflix had fewer than 300,000 subscribers by 2000, and they were burning cash. So Hastings came up with a plan: sell Netflix to Blockbuster. He believed the combination of Blockbuster's reach and Netflix's technology could dominate the world. That summer, Hastings and Randolph flew to Dallas to meet Blockbuster CEO John Antioco. They pitched a partnership. Blockbuster would buy Netflix for $50 million. Netflix would run Blockbuster's online service, while Blockbuster could continue running physical stores. In essence, a bridge between the old world and the new. But John Antioco didn't see opportunity. He saw a gimmick. Streaming? Internet rentals? Too niche. Blockbuster was raking in billions. Why risk it on an unproven idea? When Hastings mentioned the price, $50 million, Antioco laughed. Everyone in the room felt it. That laugh echoed through corporate history. They turned down the deal, politely escorted the Netflix team out, and went back to business as usual. For a while, Blockbuster still looked unstoppable. They opened more stores, signed more leases, doubled down on what had always worked. But Netflix didn't give up. They refined their subscription model: flat monthly fees, no late charges, smart recommendations. People loved it. Netflix grew quietly, year after year. By 2004, they were profitable. By 2007, they launched streaming, and the world changed forever. While Netflix was reinventing entertainment, Blockbuster was still charging customers for returning a DVD a day late. When Blockbuster finally tried to launch their own streaming service in 2010, the battle was already lost. On September 23, 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. From 9,000 stores to one lonely location in Bend, Oregon, the last store on Earth, a museum of nostalgia. Former customers still remember it fondly. One said, I cried when my local store closed. It felt like losing part of my childhood. Another joked, my Blockbuster card is the only membership I still feel guilty about not canceling. Blockbuster wasn't killed by Netflix's technology, it was killed by its own ego. They saw the future coming and laughed. Imagine if that deal had happened. Blockbuster plus Netflix, the perfect hybrid. They had the brand, the money, and the infrastructure. Netflix had the technology and vision. If Blockbuster had bought Netflix, they could have dominated digital streaming long before Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, or HBO Max existed. But they didn't. And by the time they realized their mistake, Netflix was too big to beat. That single missed opportunity turned a billion-dollar giant into a billion-dollar lesson. Blockbuster's story isn't just about business, it's about mindset. They weren't destroyed by Netflix, they were destroyed by their belief that change wasn't urgent. They believed their customers would always want the same thing. But technology doesn't wait. Disruption doesn't ask for permission. It simply arrives, and you either adapt or you disappear. In business and in life, the biggest risk is thinking you're safe. Blockbuster's mistake has been repeated again and again. Kodak invented the digital camera but refused to use it. Nokia owned the mobile market and laughed at the iPhone. Yahoo could have bought Google for $1 million and passed. Different industries, same story. The future rarely looks the way you expect, and arrogance blinds the best of us. Thanks for watching Missed Billions Explained. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and comment below which billion-dollar mistake you want us to cover next. Because somewhere out there, another company is making the same mistake, and their laugh might just cost them billions.